It just melts in your mouth, super delicious. Hi everybody, it's Bill from The Walks of Life, and today we're gonna make a reader requested recipe, Char Siu pork belly. Super decadent, super good. If you're a pork belly fan, you're gonna love this, and it's super easy to make. If you haven't tried our Char Siu recipe, you gotta give that a shot. Everybody who's tried it say they make it time and time again. Over the years, a lot of people have asked, can I use pork belly? And the answer is yes, you can. We're gonna make a classic Char Siu marinade. It is my father's recipe with a few little tweaks due to the pork belly richness. So if you made our Char Siu before, it's a familiar set of ingredients. Hoisin sauce, Shaoxing wine, soy sauce, sesame oil, 5-spice powder, salt, sugar, white pepper, and some maltose. And if you don't have maltose, you can use honey. Pork belly comes in many forms. It comes in a whole slab where you can slice it, or it also comes in these individual pre-sliced ones, which are about 1.5 inches thick. What you're gonna look for is basically a leaner cut of pork belly. Otherwise, it's gonna be too rich. And that's really for any dish, in my opinion. In Chinese, this is called 5-floured meat. A layer of fat, a layer of meat, a layer of fat, a layer of meat. The other thing is the pork belly skin. The skin is gonna come out a little bit tender, gelatinous. If you like the skin, leave it on. If you don't like the skin, you could take it off. I recommend that you try at least once. So we're gonna cook a couple of pieces without the skin, and we're gonna leave one piece with the skin and show you how it turns out. So now the first step is to trim our pork belly. You'll see here that there's a little piece of soft bone and a hard bone. We're gonna start on the hard bone side, and you know, sometimes you have a little flap here. You feel around for the hard bone and press your knife up against it and just keep running along. Now this is the soft bone, and I missed a piece of soft bone. And then now the rest of this is meat. Take this off, and I'm gonna use that for the soup. And this amount of pork belly here is almost 3 pounds, but after I trim it, it's gonna be 2 pounds. Any fattier cut of meat works well for Char Siu. For example, in the past we've made Char Siu chicken and we've used chicken thighs, so be sure to check out that recipe. And if you're new to our channel and you haven't tried our classic Char Siu recipe, you have to check out that video and check out that recipe on the blog as well. So here's how you remove the skin. I just started over here, and then I get a little flap like that. Give a little upward pressure against the skin and just go all the way down. Now you could flip it at this point and go like that, or just keep it upward like this. And there's your piece of skin. Now, what do you do with the skin? You save it and you make Judy's Shanghai soup dumpling recipe. So now you've got a thin layer of fat here. You really don't want a thick layer of fat because it's too rich. Some of you might be thinking, well, why are you trimming the bone? Just leave it on and make it with the bone. You can. But if you trim it like this, once you eat it, it's gonna be tender and boneless. And I have soup bones. So you make the choice. All right, now we've got our workspace cleaned up. We're gonna make the sauce. 3 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3. 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of 5-spice, 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil, ringing the bell here, 2 teaspoons of regular soy sauce, a tablespoon of Shaoxing wine, and a tablespoon of hoisin sauce. If you like that nice red color, we're gonna add a few drops, 2, 3, 4, of red food coloring. So I'm gonna mix this up now, just like that.
What about the maltose?
The maltose is actually going to be for basting. Next, we got 1 large clove of garlic. We're gonna mince that. You can use a garlic press. Put that in there. Let that garlic release its flavor. And now we're ready for our pork belly. And let it marinate. The only way to do this really is with your hands. It's really important to get the sauce marinating and penetrating the pork belly before you put it in the fridge. So you do want to massage it in there and make sure all sides are hit really well. And in fact, in the morning, you might even want to take it out of the fridge and turn everything over again, just so that the marinating is very even. Now this is ready for the fridge, and we happen to have one that we marinated overnight. This is what it looks like. So this looks like it's marinated really nicely, and I'm just gonna turn it over. We're gonna put it on the rack. So we've got a sheet pan. I've lined it with heavy duty aluminum foil. for easy cleanup, and I've got a roasting rack on top, and we're just gonna place these across 3 pieces in here. Make sure you get a little distance in between them. So our pork is ready to go in the oven now. Put it right in here, and we're gonna add our water, set our timer for 40 minutes. The last item to prepare is our maltose, which we're gonna use for basting. So we're gonna take a tablespoon of maltose, and this stuff is really thick and gooey. This is hot water diluted in there. So once I've got this maltose loosened up a little bit, I'm gonna mix this remaining marinade from the bowl. Is this raw pork? Yes, it is, but we're gonna use this for basting and put it back into the oven. All right, it's been 40 minutes, and let's see what this looks like. All right, water hasn't quite evaporated, looking good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna brush, and then I'm gonna flip it. Flip this guy very tender. Okay, back into the oven after basting both sides for another 20 minutes. Now we're gonna take it out and do a final baste. Whoa, look at it now. Oh, I gotta add a little water. I'm gonna baste it. Turn it over again. Ooh, look how tender it is. Okay, it is dried out. I'm gonna add a little bit more water in here so it doesn't burn. We're gonna set our timer now for another 10 minutes, and it's gonna be ready to eat. Okay, we've got our pork belly char siu. We've let this rest for about 10 minutes now, and we're gonna make our pork belly rice plate. Whoa, it's so tender. You think this is skin, but it's not. This is fat. Nice. All right, now remember we had some pieces with the skin and pieces without the skin. These are without the skin, and this is with the skin. I'm gonna sneak a little try with the skin. I taste the skin, a little bit chewy, but I like it. Now this is the one without. Also very nice, really good.
That one really melts in your mouth, I guess.
It does. And I'm gonna finish the plating. I have chef's privilege here because I'm eating off the cutting board. And that is our pork belly char siu rice plate. Let's go give it a try. This is the perfect meal. Pork belly and a little bit of vegetables and a little bit of white rice. Delectable. Now that is melt in your mouth pork belly action. So I need a little bite of rice. I'll eat these vegetables later. Right now this is so good. It's the pork belly with the layers of fat and layers of meat that make it so rich and juicy. So if you haven't tried our char siu recipe, you gotta give that a shot. Even then, if this is your first time watching, why not? Give this char siu pork belly a try. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and visit us at thewalksoflife.com for more of your favorite recipes. Thanks for watching, folks.